It's finals time for our women's sevens today, and we've got a little bit of a window in between our men's matches, so we thought we'd bring you a stream of the women's final between University and Burnie. It's been hotly contested competition between these guys, and thus far Burnie have come out the victors each week that they've played. So I think 3 rounds of women's rugby, and Burnie have been the winners of each one. Now University will be hoping to be able to turn the tables. I think they're waiting to do the toss out here. See the teams on both sides ready to go. It's all happening here in our production studio tent, trying to get an effects mic so you get to hear something other than my breathing and words. Hayden's on the job. We won't have scores or anything for you, but at least we'll get this game on the stream for anyone who's watching and who wants to watch it later. Not sure what we're waiting for. Looks like Burnie are kicking off. I think both teams thought the other was kicking off. All right, so the kickoff will come. Anna Vaka with the ball in her hands. And the kick comes. It's not going to make the 10, so after all that, we'll come back and there'll be a tap in the middle for University. So nice start there really for Uni to be able to get the ball in their hands without having to just field the kick. And Hokinen goes with the tap. She's got Pregnall next to her. Dishes it out. Stewart, and they get it out wide quickly and early. And I think that's Gare on that wing, possibly, in the number 12, who gets bundled into touch. And they'll come back for a line out, and we'll see Patolo throw that in. Goes over the back, knocked on by Burnie. Pregnall can't pick it up. Well, there's our effects mic, and we're going to come back, I think, for the original knock on. No, apparently not knocked on in the line out. See Georgia Stewart in the background making the gesture for the original knock on, I think, too, but not picked up. So we will see a scrum to Burnie. And the ball being put in again. Tina Patolo there. She's got Rebecca Sweetman playing in that fly half position. But look out. Oh, Uni win that. And Georgia Stewart's picked that up. And I don't think Patolo's got the pace to catch her. But she ducks back in. Passes it off. Good defence by Burnie. Launceston need to spread here. They're very close together. And it's been turned over. They come out wide, good solid running, and they're around the outside, but a forward pass. So Burnie looking dangerous, getting around the outside with some pace. Some good defence in there by Lowe in the number 7 for Uni, and Uni will have a scrum opportunity here, about 25 metres out. Brancher with the put in. She want a quick ball to Stewart, and does so. She's got some room. Brancher needs to trail her. She's trailing on the inside. Get the ball on the outside. Is there pace out there? There is. And Uni get around and first blood. Oh, great contact and attempt to stop the try from Sweetman. But the try is good and Uni take the lead 5-0. And the kick will come from Lowe. So good work there. Good combination. It was well done by Stewart. She just got out and drew that last defender. Pushed the ball out and found her speedster on that far wing. And conversion attempt is no good. So it'll stay at 5-0. University in front. Unfamiliar territory so far for Burnie, who've won every match they've played this year. So being behind is not what they've been used to. And the kick comes. Varka slips through the tackle of Stewart, but eventually gets to ground. And it's been turned over. So University now with the ball. Comes out. Hakinen goes wide to Brancher. Out to over Lowe's head. Look out. There's trouble. She needs to pick it up and get away from Sweetman. She dishes it off to Brancher. She straightens up. It was a good idea. Gets a bit of a fend out. And Griffith drives her back 6 or 7 metres. But Lowe is able to get it out and find Brancher. They go wide. Stewart's now on her own. She's got Pregnell outside her. Slips through the first tackle. If she can get around here, she's always hard to catch. And she's away. Has she got the pace? She does. And Georgia Stewart, with that nice left-handed fend, slips away and runs 55 metres to put her team up 10-0. So a great play out there. Just getting around the outside. And the conversion kick will be from, I won't say right in front, from right behind. And it's good. And Uni go up to 12. Comes the ball. And ready for the kick. Pregnell lying off the left-hand side of the field. Kicks to the right and finds Varka. She needs to do something here. Needs to put on some points for her team. That tackle went over the shoulder by the look of it there from Hakinen and has been turned over straight away. Lowe throws a pass backwards but doesn't find Brancher. And she's in some traffic and cops a solid hit from Griffiths. And it's been turned over. So have they got some space out here? Patolo, she needs to get the pass away. She's got support outside her, but she can't find the support. And then Varka. They've got some room out here. Griffiths goes back in field. It's not where the traffic needed to be taken. There's some hair being flicked out of the way there. Now Patolo. They're finding a difficult way towards the try line. And Patolo slips through the tackle of Lindiger. And eventually Burnie put on a try, which is very much needed, and takes the score to 12-5. And that'll be half time after the kick. So it was all University for the first 5 minutes, but Burnie, once they managed to maintain some possession, were able to put on a try there to Patolo, and the kicking of Varka could be the difference. We know she's good. And she puts it over. So half time here. Score is 12-7. I'm going to mute my microphone and come back very shortly to bring you the second half. I'm not paying enough attention to the rugby here. Already started. Back in we go. And 5 points the difference. So if you happen to be watching, or if you want to watch on the replay and know the scores currently, University are on 12 and Burnie are on 7. It's a close one. University looking very dangerous early. But Burnie came back with converted try towards the end. And Uni with the ball. Lindiger now in her, I think, first game of the, or first weekend of the year, first tournament. Gets around and taken to ground. You know how dangerous she can be. And a good ball from Hakinen. Gets out wide. And now Brancher with a nice wraparound. She's got Low outside. Low just needs to straighten up here and draw. There's some space on the outside, and it's found. And again, we see Gare come around and put on a try. And Uni push their lead ahead. Now 17-7. Kick's no good though. And we know in the past, I think at last competition in the final, these two teams scored the same number of tries, but Anna Varka's kicking made the difference, converting a couple and putting them ahead by 4. And that's a really important part of the game here. If you've got someone who can put those extra 2 points on, makes it hard to catch you. But in this case, they need to get some tries. So Lindiger with the kick. Puts it out here, finds Weldon, and she's going to lose it. Burnie just standing off and not supporting. And a solid contact out there. Claire Griffiths has made some cracking tackles. And Lindiger's now got some space, and she finds a hole. Great tackle and great chase there by Sweetman to take it down. And Sweetman's hit the ground pretty solidly. But as Lindiger put that ball on the deck, it's rolled forward. So it's a knock-on, and she's a tough player, Sweetman. She'll get up. I'm sure she'll be back into the play. But just managed to reel in a dashing Kenna Lindiger. Definite try saver from Sweetman. She's going to come off. I'll miss her on the field. And looks like they don't... Oh, the replacement coming. Just waiting for the replacement, I think, would be fair for an injury. All right. Tolo with the put in. They need to win this one out of here, Burnie, so they can get out of their defensive end. And great pressure from Georgia Stewart. I'm not sure what's penalty against Hakinen there for some reason. Not sure what that was for. And Patolo carries it up. Some good hands and some nice running. Needs some support. And it's been dropped as it hits the deck. So now Lindiger gets it on the turnover and gets around the outside. And I don't think there's anyone out there who can catch her. Yes, there is. It's Tina Patolo. And she takes her over the sideline. Oh, dear, Tina, I apologise for underestimating your pace. Fantastic chase downs. Another try saver. Lindiger cut down again. She's dangerous, though. Can't afford to give her an inch. And Burnie need to get out of here. 10 points down. Only a few minutes to go. They need some points, and they need them quickly. It's a random Burnie person running across the field here. I think they're coming over to see if Sweetman's all right, because she left the field on the opposite side to the bench. And the defence here from University is very solid. Just catching out some inexperienced players from Burnie, and eventually that persistent defence, trying to the defence from University so close to Burnie's line, results in the turnover, and Kennel Indiga puts on another 5-pointer, sending it out to, with a conversion, 24-7, with only a minute on the clock to go. And for the first time this year, we're going to see a team other than Burnie win the final of the Women's Sevens roster. Certainly with such a short time on the clock, no way that Burnie are going to come back from here. It's the question as to whether they can put on a final try or whether University might do the same. Kick's no good. It needs to be played. It calls full time, but they should be playing. They need the points really matter. And it shouldn't actually be game over. They have a right there to play that ball. Won't change the outcome of the game, but it does make a difference as the competition ensues. Could also have resulted in University scoring more points too. So lost opportunity there for Burnie at the end, but definitely a University win, and well done to those guys today for a 24-7 victory in the final. We'll take a pause here, and we'll be back to bring you the actually scheduled match on this stream in about half an hour between Devonport Bulls and the Hobart Harlequins. Okay, here we are, the main event of the day. It's the Men's Division 1 match between Hobart Harlequins and the Devonport Bulls in the sunshine now. We've had some wind, we've had a little bit of rain. It's been cloudy, but right now it's pretty cracking. I think if you're running towards the northern end, towards the left of our screen, you're going to have a bit of sun in your eyes for a while. Kicks may be a little tricky to contend with, but we shall see how this plays out. So, Devonport Bulls running on to the screen, as you can see them right there. And Harlequins currently on the left of your screen. Our referee today is Chris Graham. Thanks for coming, Chris. Chris, I believe, comes from Rugby South Australia, so excellent to have some support with officiating our matches from our friends in South Australia. Just taking a look at the Harlequins team there. Not too many changes to that, I believe, on the field. That's a pretty accurate representation of who's playing. Got a solid team ready to get their second win on the board for this year. They haven't had a lot of joy on the scoreboard for a long time, Harlequin, so they managed to come over the top of Glenorchy a couple of weeks ago. But they will be looking for another win today. Devonport in their last match had a close one against Taroona, going down by a measly point with an attempted conversion after the end of play, after a 50-minute second half, in fact, but unable to put those points on, so weren't able to beat the Penguins and give them their first loss of the year. But Sam O'Keefe, who's kicking, I questioned at the start of last week, and he proved me wrong by actually his kickoffs were really great for a large part of the year. Going to be tricky for me too. We've got another match on behind us between Taroona and Hobart Lions, and I'm going to have whistles to contend with coming from both ways. Anyway, Ladlow with a big hit up there for the Quins, and here they come. Outman, no one there with him. Ball's gone forward off the hands and then touched. Colgrave just needed to leave that there so that his teammate Rigdon could get his hands on the ball and take it. If Colgrave had left that, then Rigdon was probably going to clear that and he would have been all right and would have had a knock on. We're going to have a scrum, and it's the Bulls with the put in. And the ball is put in by Sonny Tavalagi, coming into the halfback position today. Oh, solid hit out in the middle. She's all on. We're going to have a great game out here today. Nipper Hayes playing in 6 on the side of the scrum. A few last-minute changes, and there goes the Bulls, making a few metres, but not getting very far. Tavalagi directing traffic. I'm not sure why Tom Curtis just walked offside there, but allowed to not interfere with anything. So Hudson, Connell Kelly. Oh, again, some solid contact. Sam Tabua had a great game against Taroona a couple of weeks ago. Oh, hand over the shoulder of Hayes, and the penalty will come. So just a little bit ill-disciplined there from Fai Leatua, and Dahan making some metres. Ball now comes in, and Araroa. Good defence out there by Harlequins, just not committing too many players to the breakdown. Although we're going to have a penalty here. Ladlow on the bottom, I think, not rolling out of the way and slowing it down. Now O'Keefe's going to have a drive. Ball comes wide. Connell Kelly taking in a good tackle by Ladlow, but we're going to come all the way back for the penalty. There's the call. Come on, Bulls. You heard it. And decision over there by the Bulls will be to have a scrum. Slow to set here, just waiting for everyone to come in, making sure the first scrum goes well. And Tavalagi, as we know he loves to do, runs blind and ends up ducking around the winger and scoring untouched. So good start there to the Bulls, putting on an easy 5-pointer. First try coming up, and we will see Luke Bryan out there, who I just called Reese Araroa, I think, who will take the kick. All too easy. The defence out there on that wing, not really reading the play. There's some pressure out there with Matt Young for Devonport, just creating some two minds for, I think, Josh Albert defending on that wing. And the kick just goes across the face. So we'll come back and have another go. Not the start that Harlequins wanted, but I'm sure they'll hit back here. Leatua with the kick. And it goes nice and high. Ladlow can't get the ball though. And Crawford takes it. Oh, stolen! And Jonah Albert under the posts with a beautiful try. Cracking read on that ball there. Jonah Albert comes through out of absolutely nowhere, and his team are all up and about, and they like that. Take another look at that one. Crawford, here it goes. Brian, and well read. Jonah Albert. Tavalagi's got some pace on him, but can't get there, and Quinn's hit back very quickly under the posts. It'll give Leatua an opportunity to put his team up with an easy conversion from straight in front. And it's good, and I'm even going to press the conversion button and add 2 points properly today. First time. So Harlequins hit back and take the lead, 7-5. Shell shock, Devonport. Ball was well taken by Ollie Crawford out there off the kickoff, and his ball went to Luke Bryan, but Bryan's thrown a pass that he didn't quite see Jonah Albert coming. Now Leatua decides to go wide. Ma'afu, oh, ball spilled out there by Dawai, and we'll come back, and the Bulls will have a scrum. Okay, Bulls here. Tavalagi ran around the blind and scored easily last time. Been a bit of a switch, I think, on the wings. Oh, and he throws a wild one. Look out. Dawai gets onto Tabua. He flings one out to Tanti. Albert needs to take him down. The two Albert brothers out there combine and just hold up Tanti in his tracks. John O'Davis having a run. First time I think we've seen him this year, and the ball's been turned over. Michael Frost hacks the ball downfield off his boot. Goes nowhere. Matt Young can't pick it up. Tanti can't pick it up. He's knocked it on, and Young's offside. And now referee's not happy. He's got people yelling at him everywhere, I think. And not sure what's happening. We've got a... Maybe he's just checking out player who's down. Aaron Ladlow down in back play over here. We're just checking. So it looks like the penalty will be... will stand, but we're just going to check on Ladlow. So just the mistake back there. Matthew Young knocked the ball backwards, but Tanti has tried to pick it up and knocked it forwards, and then Matthew Young, being in front of, in an offside position, has picked that ball up. Just double checking here on Ladlow to make sure he's all right. He's laughing. He says he's all right. But referee needs to make that decision, whether he's okay. I think he just said he hit something on top of his head. I don't know what happened. He was a long way away from where the play even started. There he is. And he's going to pull the blue card. So that's the end of the game for Aaron Ladlow. Shame he's shaking his head, but it's the referee's decision. Didn't even see what happened. That'll be disappointing and hard to fill his shoes for Quins. He's been one of their better players for this year and really hitting his straps in this competition as a quality player. But the penalty comes, and Quins are going to take the 3 points. So Faye Leatua with the kick. Chips it over, and Quins go to a 5-point lead, 10-5. Back they come for another kick, so O'Keefe. 3 other Premiership grade matches around the other grounds and one behind us today. Nice kick. Taken by Rigdon, and he's crunched as he takes it, but does it securely. Ball will go deep. Leatua with the chip. Bounces off the head, I think, of Tavalagi, and Colgrave tries to take Tanti around the ankles, but he ends up making another 10 metres. Good hands out here. Tom Curtis looking to pass. Josh Albert getting up on the outside of him, though, and shutting down those opportunities. And now O'Keefe solidly met midfield. Dehan got Crawford on his left shoulder. Dehan goes to ground. Mafu doesn't get that ball legally and is given away a penalty. And the Bulls will have a free opportunity here. Connell Kelly gets around a couple. Running quickly, goes to ground and gets back to his feet. He's not allowed to do that after being tackled. We'll come back for the earlier penalty against Mafu for hands on the ground, not supporting his own weight at the ruck. And the Bulls want a scrum. So quick check of the scores elsewhere. Down at University, Launceston have come down the big highway to play against the Red Men out at University. And the score out there is currently Launceston on 5, Uni yet to score. Match behind us. Taroona playing Hobart Hutchins Lions. And the Penguins are up 14-0 and pressing in attack as we speak. And the final match at Edie Street. Burnie are up 7-0. Now Josh Tabua having a good run. Ball's in one hand and he's thrown it forward. Puts his hand in the air and says, sorry guys. He needed to hold on to that one. It was not really anything on there at all. And he's flung that one forward. Slowing up here. Resetting the scrum, making sure it's all working as needed. Put in will come from Leah Tua, great leader at this club, Faye. Oh, and the ball, gee, nearly kicked back in. But the ball comes Mafu with a high one. It's going to hold up. There's a slight breeze and can't be taken. Oh, look out. Albert gets it away and Josh Albert, he's kicked it forward. Is it going to sit for him? No, Connell Kelly gets back and takes it back in and we'll have a 5-metre scrum. So good pressure again there from the Albert brothers. Jonah came through with the pressure on this kick. Philly Harris jumps here to try and tap it back down. He goes way too early and misses it. And then Albert with the grubber through is a great option. And Josh Albert here gets the kick on it after a rotten bounce. Connell Kelly comes in and takes it back over. Oh, he looks like he might not have actually put it down. Risky play. And we will see the scrum. So Quins really on top here. Scrum sets. No, Devonport win it. So not the result that Harlequins wanted. And the ball comes out. Spring now. Gets past the first tackle. Doesn't get past Jonah. And the ball picked up quickly and booted downfield. Masere back there in the number 15. Steps Tanti. We're not going to see that happen very often. Goes back for the fend on Tavalagi and kind of misses. And then Tavalagi on the wrong side doesn't roll away. Oh, good. Entertaining rugby out here. So I love the step back there from Masere. And we're going to have another scrum. But Devonport scrum? Oh, I didn't see what happened. Was there a missed tap? Must have been a missed tap over there. Or a call from the assistant referee. I'm not sure. And Devonport, suspect put in the scrum, but here it comes. Goes wide. Tanti doing a good job out here of defending against Tanti. Mafu comes in and grabs him pretty high and then thumps him to the ground. Interesting decision there that apparently tipped higher than probably true. When shoulders hit the ground, here comes the ball to our tent. When his shoulders hit the ground, his feet were possibly higher than them. Interesting line-out throw there by the Bulls, but eventually they win it back. And the ball's been dropped. So good tackle there by Michael Frost. Flung Tavalagi forward there and caused that ball to be dropped. Good noise on the effects mic. The scrum directly in front of my position. And here we go, ball put in by Leatua. Coming to the back, Frost manages to grab it, but no good. Yeah, Faye suitably confused by that decision, being told that he was offside and that the ball was passed to him in front of Frost, but I'm not sure if that's what happened. And the Bulls have gone to the line out this time. They've had a few scrum opportunities that they've taken at the penalty, and now they're going to go to the line out. Hayes will throw it in. And taking a long time to get this ball in. So ball goes way to the back and taken back there by Clifford. Ball now comes to the left. And eventually just slowly coming out to O'Keefe. And now Tavalagi decides to take a dart around the side and makes a few metres, putting his team on the front foot. Bulls now. Throw it wide. Brian. Taken in a good tackle by the Quins defenders. Now they go wide. Tabua to Spring. Oh, passes it behind Tanti. But he gets back quickly and picks it up. Taken to ground by Jonah Albert. Tabua goes into half-back, throws it wide. And the Bulls go again. Crawford, he's always dangerous close to the line. And Connell Kelly missed in the tackle by Cullen. He pushes it out and Huey Harris puts the ball down over the line and gets a 5-pointer and squares the game up. Don't know if the post was in the way here. Good hands. Connell Kelly goes through a couple of tacklers and then pushes it out. And interesting attempt there from Jonah Albert to make the tackle. Wasn't really an attempt to tackle, just trying to push him over the sideline. The big body of Harris unable to do so. See, Albert was hoping that Harris had put his foot into touch, but the assistant was right on the spot, and it was good for Harris. Again, and not a bad looking kick from Brian, but just short. So 10 apiece. We had a draw in the match previous to this one. Substitution happening for Harlequins. Wish Wilson's going to take a break. Replaced by Tavita, the big body of Siamapini Tavita comes on. And the kick now to come from Leatua. Goes deep. Not many chases Crawford, as he does pretty much every time he gathers it, throws that dummy. Davis. O'Keefe now. Bulls doing what they do well and driving forward, and they milked a penalty there. Man who just came on, Tavita, getting in the way and not rolling. Brian will kick for touch. Someone over the back climbing the mountain to go and retrieve the ball from behind the molehills over there. Scores around the grounds for those who are watching. Launceston have pushed their lead out from one try before to now 17-3. Going to have that line out again. Assistant referee's not back yet. Just arrives after climbing 6 mountains in the background. Taroona have pushed their lead out as well to 3 tries, so 19-0. Well won there in the line out by Quinns, but knocked on by Mackay Cullen, I thought. Must have been possibly off his foot. Ball will come now and find Ashton Reed. A solid hit up. And again, hands on the ground before trying the pilfer. And also, Bernie gone ahead with 3 tries, 19-0. So Launceston 3 tries, 17. Taroona 3 tries, 19. And Bernie 3 tries, 19. She's a competition for the most points between the top 3 teams on the ladder. Possibly the top 3 teams. Should double check. Yep, top 3 teams. Taroona with 4 wins, Bernie with 3 wins, and Launceston with 3 wins. Bernie with an extra bonus point over Launceston, so they're in 2nd place at the moment. And last year's premiers Launceston in 3rd. Lost their first game of year to Taroona, who they beat in the grand final. All right, Mafu throws a wide one to Albert. He kicks a wonky one. It's going to sit for Josh Albert, but he can't quite get his hands on it. And Tanti now grabs it and tries to get through. So that ball nearly into the hands of Josh Albert. Might have been away. He certainly had the pace there over Harris, who was trying to get back desperately. That's the jolly laugh of Huey Harris there, who's having a chat with the Harlequins bench just off screen. And the Bulls have won themselves a penalty in the scrum. Tavita going down in the front row on that side. And the ball gets kicked into touch by Luke Bryan, and we'll have a line out. Pretty decent breeze here this afternoon. And the ball comes back and taken by Clifford. Tavalagi now receives the ball from Crawford and goes through, puts his team into a great attacking position moving forward. O'Keefe picks and drives. And the ball now comes back. Davis has looked good. Well hit by Tavita. And they continue to take their possession as they move forward here, the Bulls. Bryan, close. Can't see the line, but they are about 2 metres away. Crawford goes through. Ball's held onto, and I think Ashton Reid has got onto him there and held that one up. So we'll have a goal line dropout. And Mafu takes it and kicks it into a gap in between 4 Devonport players. Matt Young is the one who gathers it and gets well tackled and drops it. Stripped as he's taken to ground. And the Bulls with another opportunity, kick the ball to touch, and we'll have another line out. Throws have been good out to the back, finding Clifford. He's not the tallest of the players in the Bulls team, but they've been successful so far. Burnie currently winning the points race in the top 3 teams with 26 points against Glenorchy. Launceston have put on a few more, now have 22 against Uni at 3, and Taroona still on 19 on the other game here at Rugby Park. Good drive here by Devonport. They're very close now. They're going to go all the way, I feel, and Luke Bryan on the back of a great rolling maul from the Bulls puts that over and scores another one for his team. Really good execution of the set piece here. Davis takes the line out. He looks like a slightly smaller version of Tom Curtis, does John O'Davis. And it was well met so far to this point, and then as soon as they step this maul to the left, they got past Quins, and Quins weren't able to get back around, and a good try to the Bulls to take the lead for the first time since very early in the game. Notice John O'Davis has just come from the ground. Replaced by, I'm not entirely sure who. Might be, don't know. All right. So back we come, and the kick will be taken by Leah Tua very shortly. And holds up in the wind. Good competition in the air. Tabua knocks it on in contact with Rigdon. And Albert taken out over the sideline, so we'll come back for the original knock on. Number 20 there, Jack Wakefield, moved to Harlequins this year from Glenorchy. Cemented his place here in the starting team as a hooker, playing some good rugby, and they're happy to have him over here at Quins. Leatua. Looking to maybe try and exploit this wing on this side. I'd like to see Josh Albert with the ball in his hands. I think he's going to be a little bit quicker than Harris, who's standing opposite him. And Frost, under pressure, manages to get the pass away and then gives Tavalagi a bit of a shove. The ball comes out now to Dawai, whose pass to Masere goes astray and knocked forward. So not a bad opportunity there for Harlequins to flex a bit of muscle out there, but unable to get that ball to hand. Just watch here what happens with Michael Frost and Sonny Tavalagi after this ball. Frost just gives him a tap. I think the pass from Albert was almost forward and it just made it a little bit tricky. But well taken by Dawai running out there. Bulls. The hand of Tavalagi saying, what are you going to do? Please kick the ball out of here. Let's get out of here. Shadows are very long here now as the sun goes down. The temperature really drops once we hit that second half, and players will start to notice the cold air. It's not a warm day down here. It's a typical winter's day. We'll reset the scrum. And Tavalagi to Connell Kelly. Doesn't grab it cleanly though, and he looks to give it off to Tabua. He puts that ball in one hand. It's always scary when he runs like that with the ball out in front in one hand. But he's a talented player, and at this point he gets to ground safely. Ball now dished off to Curtis. First time we've seen Tom Curtis with the ball in his hand, and he's going to run away here and score a try. No, eventually taken by Masera, and he drops it in that tackle. First time he's gone for a run, Curtis, and he's run about 60 metres. And we'll have a scrum with Harlequins feeding that ball in. Thought Curtis was going to step off that right foot and head towards the posts and get past Masera, but Masera had put himself on the line, got in the way. Just enough. And then the hard running of Ashton Reid eventually got back and helped out. Masera just did enough to become the speed hump for Curtis and slow him down. And the put in Quins. And illegal scrum. Tom Curtis has got the ball, but they haven't heard the whistle. There's illegal scrummaging out there from Devonport. Not sure what happened. Early strike from the hooker, perhaps? Don't know. And Reid will kick from here. Doesn't find touch. Yes, he does. He finds... No, doesn't find touch. He finds Matthew Young, but Young gives a pass infield that misses its target. And the Bulls, though, recover. Tabua goes really wide to Spring, goes the face palm, throws that one forward, and it's been hacked out by Jonah Albert. I think maybe he was deemed to not be forward. Assistant referee was right on the spot. Tanty's hard to take here. They're going to have to get in front of him. And just enough to slow him down. Stays in touch though. Fens and Jamie Tanty runs 70 metres. And no one can touch him when he's playing footy like that. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We'll go back and watch that all over again. Let's see how many people Tanty actually avoids here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's more than half of the Quins team. So exceptional work there from Jamie Tanty. And he puts on a very, very smart try. We know he can do it, and he does it week in, week out. If you don't nail him when he's lacking space, he will crucify you, and the conversion's good. And Devonport now push that lead out. (22-10). Taroona seem to have ceased scoring behind us. The score out in that game still sitting at 19-0. Conversely, Burnie and Launceston now pushing out to very big leads in their games. Burnie 38-0 over Glenorchy and Launceston 36-3. So 2 points between Burnie and Launceston. I wonder who's going to win the most. Crawford wins the battle there of the juggled ball, pardon me. And ball comes now to Brian. Straightens up. Offside in the middle of the field. I think Tavita there might have been fine. It was the other defenders. And so that gives the Bulls another free shot, and they kick for touch. Bryden Lowry has come on for the Bulls in replacing Sam O'Keefe. Looking at the clock, can't be a lot more time to go in this half. And Tabua now, there he goes, that ball in one hand in front. And again, doesn't quite find its target. But Young picks it up. And eventually stolen on the bottom there, holding on. And a quick tap. So Mafu, has he got someone outside him who can run? He looks for the dummy on the inside. Gets through one, gets through two. He needs someone to support him. He does. Ashton Reed, of course, right behind him. And now the ball comes wide. They've got numbers out here. Oh, through he goes. Dawai. He's got Jonah Albert next to him. He doesn't need him. He steps off the left foot. And Josh Dawai puts on a cracker of an individual try off the back of some great teamwork from Quins. So they hit back again quickly. They needed to. They're starting to get behind a little. And Quins peg back that margin now to just 7 points. And with that try pretty much under the posts. Here he goes. So it was a nice step there on Tanty. He stepped him. I've been stepped a couple of times in defence, actually, Tanty. So the conversion will come here, and in all likelihood, we'll probably be going to half time with the 22-17 scoreline. All depends on if there's any time left on the clock. And that is half time. So a close one here. Devonport hit first points, put a try on. Quinn's got in front with a couple, and Devonport then came back from behind to take the lead. But Harlequins, with last blood, have taken a try right in the last moments of that half with a very dashing run from Josh Darwai, and we'll go into half-time with the scores. Devonport 22 and Harlequins 17. We'll see you back shortly after half-time. back into it. And the kickoff is good. Clock's ticking away, and the Bulls get the drive on. Crawford manages to hang on to it. There goes that the customary dummy from Ollie Crawford. And ball in the hands of, I don't know, I need to find out who that player is. Fresh face for the Bulls. Harris comes into the halfback position. Throws one out to Brian. And on the halfway, a wide pass out to Connell Kelly. Defence gets up quickly, and Tabua runs into some traffic. And we're going to be penalised for going off their feet. No, holding on there, so great work at the breakdown. Leah Tua possibly there. Just checked my local sources, and number 16 there is Hunter Cross for Devonport. Fresh face, good to see young players coming through from our northwestern clubs. And Quins now with a great attacking opportunity in the start of this second half. Can't find Outman though in the line out, and instead Brian takes it. Ball comes back around, solid hit out there from Tavita. And the Bulls can't get it. Lowry loses it, and now Colgrave drives forward. Needs to be some good ruck work here by Quins. They get there, and it comes back now. Mafu dummies. Steps one way. There's a lot of space out right. Can he get some support, though? There's no one there. He beckons at Josh Albert to come inside him. Young puts his hands on the ball but can't maintain his feet. And now the ball's thrown wide. Tavita past one into solid contact. A bit of a head clash with Bryden Lowry. Sam Tabua's arm stuck underneath. Leah Tua pushes it wide to Ashton Reid. He's got some pace, Ashton, if he can hang on to the ball. Oh, look at him go, Ashton Reid. What a try. Oh, no, he's dropped it. Oh, dear. Ashton, all the hard work done, just went to slam that ball down, and over the line he's dropped it. So we'll see the goal line dropout. But solid work from Ashton Reid. He's lost his shoe too. And in the middle of the field there, Sam Tabua, I saw him go down. Seemed to hurt himself. Oh, so missed the replay. Here we go. Well, this is a long way back. We're in the wrong half. We'll try and pick up that. Replay. Bit of a technical challenge. Here we go. It comes all the way back to this long lead up from Sonny Amafu running most of the way across the field, but not having any support. We should get enough time to catch it. Sam Tabua here underneath. I don't know what happened to his arm, maybe. And replay has happened, but we'll just watch this. Great work from Ashton Reid here, just as he loses it. But back in play, Mackay Cullens had a good run off the goal line dropout. Mafu there directing traffic again. Wakefield looking through a gap. Not released though. And the penalty advantage. Leah Tua gives it wide to Vita. He's been busy this half. Runs into a couple of tacklers. And we'll come back. No, again, not rolling away. So the penalty advantage is coming left and right. Sunia Mafu is really, really throwing everything into this. But no advantage. And they're going to come back. Quins looking to equalise with a try. All right, what's happening? They're going to go to the line out. Oh, they're going to go a tap, I reckon. I can see Lai Rocco out there too in the no-numbered jersey. Leatua goes over the head. He finds some space. Oh, and Colgrave drops it. It's gone backwards though. And now release. So lucky from Colgrave. Mafu dishes it off to Reed. Leatua spots a gap. Tabua. He's got Lai with him. And Colgrave. Solid hit on him too down there. I think who made that tackle? Dehan. Mackay Cullen not quite sure what to do there. And I think he's going to end up losing this ball. No, they get it back. Leatua ducks through himself under one tackle. Cops a high one from Lowry as he goes down. And they're now 5 metres out. Ashton Reed's hard to beat in this situation. He's not going to get that ball back though. Oh, yes, he does. Unreal. Now it comes to Tavita. Well met at the line. And they're going to look wide here. Oh, dropped the ball and turned over into the hands of Cross. So it's all happening. Entertaining rugby out here. But plenty of opportunities out here for Quins, and the solid defence from the Bulls turns them away. If this ball had stuck, great work there actually. I think Tavalagi looked at that ball in his hand and put the pressure on. So the Bulls now get the line, the scrum, sorry, and will find their way out of. Oh, look out! Oh, the turnover! Unbelievable! Would you believe it? You would not believe it. Sonny Tavalagi has juggled the ball. It's fallen straight into the hands of Lai, who's gone over and equaled the scores. That's interesting option here to take that ball, and the pressure from Lai is exceptional. So Quins equal the score here, and Leatua with the opportunity to put them in front. All right. Tense moment here. We had a close match previously in the game before here, 31-all draw. And now we're close again. They really turned up the heat, Harlequins. A lot of passion in their play. And that is a great kick. And Faye Leatua puts his team up by 2. But Faye looking like he might be going to come from the field. So Quinn's just working out their substitutions. So Faye has come off, and we will see Cameron Ransley come on. I think also Mackay Cullen coming from the field. So Farley has also come on into, he'll come into half-back, and Ransley, I think, go to the wing. Messy work at the breakdown there. It was a good run by Lai Rocco, but didn't have a lot of support with him, but eventually they get that ball back. Now Farley goes wide to Mafu. He's got Panisi out there as well. creates a not a very good pass towards Cameron Ransley. And decision there being made as to who that ball's come off, but the line-out will go to Quins. I think in the attempted strip there by Harris. Line-out, tap down, and Farley gets that one. They throw it wide. Darwai, he's dangerous out here. Jonah Albert gets past a couple, hangs onto it as well. Eventually taken down by Clifford. And Adeleo comes in to the halfback position. And it's kicked forward. Oh, Darwai can't gather it. The ball hasn't been knocked on. I don't think it has. And, Jonah Albert. We're coming back for a penalty, so it must have been knocked on by Quins. But we've got a penalty out there. The referee, Graham, gesturing to his shoulder. Might have been a dangerous tackle. And they're opted for the kicking tee out here. So, ball kicked through. I think the late hit on Mafu as he kicked that ball, and he has turned up the heat this half. Sonia Mafu is going to take his team to victory at all costs. Well, they've opted to take the penalty shot. Looks like Cameron Ransley will take the kick in the absence of Faye Leatua, who came off not so long ago. And the ball kicked down. Bryden Lowry picks it off and runs forward. This time, Sonny gives it a boot, not waiting for Tom Curtis to get his hands on it. That led to the last try by Quins. And eventually Harlequins drive over. Nipper Hayes there, slowing things down, making it hard. And a picked off. No, Matthew Young. He read that beautifully. I can see him coming, but he wasn't able to catch it. And instead, Quins have now got it with the knock-on advantage. And Farley goes wide again. Ransley decides to run back in field, really a bit aimlessly. All right, so ball's going to come back, and we're going to see some subs. Hunter Cross after good run coming off. Davis coming back on. O'Keefe coming back on. All right, so both balls out now. Farley gets it in front of Mafu. Looking for a gap. Can't quite find it. Well tackled out there by Luke Bryan. The ball eventually comes, and Darwai has a run. Those high knees pumping. Gets back. He gets some support. Need to be careful there, Jonah Albert, not to go off his feet. And Harlequins looking good. Ball flicked back inside, but well read by the defence. And Farley with a little kick over the back. No one's there, though. That was not the right option. And this guy could probably score from here. Mafu decides to hold on to him and prevents Jamie Tandy from running 90 metres. But the pressure's on here onto Crawford. He gets the ball back, and they got numbers out here. Good work by Curtis. Tries to run over the top of Colgrave, but ends up going to ground. And Tavalagi looking for a gap, but can't find it. And Rocco takes him. Curtis now, this half really getting his hands on the ball. Didn't see much of him at all last half. Ball goes to Lowry. And it's been lost, or stripped even. Looks like Wakefield got it. Some numbers out wide. Game's getting scrappy, and they need to be careful here. Quins, they've lost it. The ball's popped out. Hayes has managed to pilfer that, and it's popped out the other way again. This game's really become a scrap fest. And Ashton Reid cops one as he's kicking that ball, and Jamie Tandy's gathered it, and he's out around the outside. They've got him though, this time. And Ashton Reid has just gotten back to his feet after being taken down, and he's not happy. Charlotte and Alice are out here selling the merchandise. I've heard they're the merchandise queens, actually, for Taroona. I don't know, I don't reckon anyone's listening to the stream along the sideline, but if you are, they're near our tent underneath the scissor lift, so you could come down here right now, see if you can get some good merch from them. All right, so after all of that, Devonport put on the try and take the lead. 29-24. So it's a close one. It's a seesawing action. But Quins have hit back quickly almost every time that Devonport have scored. So expect them to fire up, put on a few more points now in a cracker of a game out here. Plenty of time left. We're not quite halfway through this half, and this second half has just been fireworks in this game. Both teams now really showing, but Jamie Tandy making an awesome run in that lead up previously. If they give him some space, he's going to cause problems. Ball sits up, and a good kick there. Put the pressure on Devonport. No one really wanted that ball. Whereas now, ball comes out to Crawford. He doesn't dummy, he actually passes inside this time and finds Davis. And again, a short one to O'Keefe. Wakefield gets up in his face though. Needs to roll Wakefield. He's not. He's been caught a couple of times being too slow on that side. Really need to make a better effort than that and gets penalised. Crawford, there he is again with the dummy. Oh, through he goes. Look out. He's too good when he sees a gap in front of him. And Sonny Tavalagi puts on another one for the Bulls. Give him an inch of space, and he's always looking for that gap. Solid work here. Oh, the dummy, the little goose step. And then the second two-hand dummy. And then look at that. Sonny Tavalagi sees the gap in front of him. And away he goes. Masere, you can see him there on the replay. Can't chase. Hurts his leg, I think, some point. And he's called to the bench. And I'm not sure how many subs Quins have got left. They're losing their numbers. But the Bulls now 10 points in front. Looking for 12. And they do it. So 36-24. Have a look at, try and catch the scores on the other grounds very quickly. 36. Launceston and Burnie both have the same scores at the moment. So it really is a competition between them, even though they're playing on different grounds. Launceston 62, University 3, and Burnie 62, Glenorchy 0. And Taroona on the other game here are 24-0 winners. Kick comes, finds touch there in front of Nipper Hayes and Bryden Lowry, but not touched by either of those. And so we'll see the line-out throw to the Bulls. And throw comes, taken by Davis, just. Bulls drive forward and Crawford takes it away. Runs into midfield, Tavalagi breaks the tackle but falls to ground and gives it back to Crawford. These two now turning it on. Brian, oh, not another one. Look out. Jonah Albert this time taken to ground. There's no ruck, so Davis is allowed to come back and get that ball. Jonah Albert nearly with a second intercept try. He was intercepted though by Jamie Tanti, who's had a good game. And the line out now to Quinns, way over the back. Off the hand of O'Keefe, and it's gone forward. So it's all happening out here. But we will see a scrum to Harlequins. They need another try to get back in this game. Excuse me. All right, ball comes in. Adeleo. Rocco takes it. He's got Adeleo just outside him. He dishes it off. Darwai breaks the tackle. Will he get through? No. Spring eventually gets him and rips it off him as well. Lot bigger body there of Luke Spring. He's been quiet today, and the Bulls have turned it over. Just wait for everyone to get up and find out what's going on. He's pleading some kind of case, Luke Spring. I'm not sure what, but anyway. Blood? I think it was a blood signal there. Luke Spring copped something. So, bit of confusion out here. Not totally sure what's happening, but we're just going to see how they deal with that. No, Spring's actually coming from the ground. No. All right. Happy that blood's gone by the look of it. So we'll come back and a scrum to Devonport. Just reset that scrum. I just noticed that the score on my screen is not matching the score for this game on Rugby Explorer. Just I have 24 points for Harlequins, where it only shows as 22 on Rugby Explorer. Ball comes out. Brian Tanti eventually gets hammered and his head hits the ground. Tanti's hurt there. Not sure whether it was his head hitting the ground He had some very solid contact from Lai Rocco in the no number there for Harlequins. But that's a nice clearing kick. Ransley comes in and takes it. Runs infield, decides to straighten up. Needs to get some support. And he manages to hold that ball up in contact long enough for the cavalry from Harlequins to arrive. And Wakefield's run a line there where he's come across a bit early and in front, and Tavita's run behind him, and we've seen an obstruction. So disappointing there. It was good intent there from Wakefield, but well picked by referee Graham. And here comes the ball, aimed over our way. And the Bulls may have come away from that foray by Harlequins without giving up any points. But Outman jumps up and steals the line-out ball. So Quins on the attack again. Ball goes wide to Mafu. Pressure out there on Dawai from the defence. No halfback there. Adeleo gets in slowly. He goes the kick again, but again, just misguided. There's no one out there to chase that. And instead, all he's done is kick the ball to Jamie Tanti, who in space we know is possibly the most dangerous player in the state. And out there in the number 2, Leah Lugar for Harlequins is off his feet. And gives away a penalty. Luke Bryan being told by the referee, by the look of it, to tell your team to pipe down. Chris Graham not happy with the chatter from Devonport. Bit of a cheer from the ground behind us. A try scored over there by Taroona. And back on this game, line out. Ball lost by Devonport there. And Mafu now under a lot of pressure. He's making it hard for the Bulls, but he's knocked that one on. And the Bulls will turn it over pretty much where that line out started. Bryan now has come into the fly half position. Spring. Just enough contact on him from Ransley to take him to ground. And he's got back to his feet illegally. Don't know that he was really held or even what you would call tackled by Ransley in that situation. Ransley just put himself in the way. Anyway, Ransley kicks the ball and just finds touch right in front of our tent. $10 minutes, a bit more to go. And substitution here for Harlequins. Liam O'Donnell coming on. Looks like Luke Rigdon taking a break. Played well today, Luke. And the ball goes to Outman. Now midfield, Albert. He's got Dawai around his outside and he finds him. Dawai steps inside. Just gives the no-look pass, though. He had 2 players outside him. And just that little bit of a lazy throw. Didn't quite look. If it had have gone to hand out there, they had a good amount of space in front of them. So another opportunity to go begging there for Harlequins. There's a hell of a lot of cockatoo noises out here. I can't see where they are. Oh, yeah. In the tree behind this scrum. Tavalagi to Brian. He goes to Spring, who's turned it up, but good pressure. Great drive back there from Darwai. Needs to roll quickly. Tavalagi picks that one up, and we're going to lose that here. Harlequins off their, or not supporting their own body weight before they try to pilfer that ball. And now Brian runs into contact from Turnbridge. So come back for the no advantage. Kick from Brian, looking for touch. Beautiful tap over there to give his team another 30 metres of field position and an attacking line out. And again, one. Outman really coming into his own this half in the line out. Mafu now, ball in one hand. He needs some support. He flings it back. Darwai, they got numbers out here. Darwai's in space. He needed to look outside him. Instead, he goes back in and he's lost it as he hits the ground. Thought that looked like it went backwards. I think he's maybe tapped it backwards after he dropped it. He had three players on one outside him though. Just trying to pull back the replay there, but not quite tracking in the right place. Mafu looks like he's coming from the field, which is a bit of a hit to Harlequins because they're running out of players on their bench, and he has really been a driving force for them, particularly in this half. It looks like he's spent limping from the field. So discussion just off screen by Harlequins about who's going to be playing where. Mackay Cullen has come back on. He's going to duck into fullback, I think. Ransley to fly half. And a good drive in there from Queens. Looks like we're going to reset that. You have a look at on the ground there. You've got the front row and second row of the Bulls on their backs. It's be interesting to see if they can hold on in this scrum, the Bulls. Tavalagi trying to pump them up. And they've gone to their ground, gone to their knees in the middle of the scrum there. It won't be picked by the referee though. And lucky, ball comes out now. Connell Kelly can't take it. And it's been lost and knocked on. Tanti picks it up and we'll have a scrum. So good defensive pressure in the backs from Harlequins. Certainly developing their skills as they have gained more experience playing this game. Combinations out there being new. Apologies if you've lost our stream. We've just maybe possibly a issue on our end. We'll keep commentating. Looks like game still moving ahead. We'll see what happens here at this scrum. All right, scrum feed coming to Harlequins. They need a try, and they need one now if they're going to get back in this game with about, not much over 5 minutes to go. Now's the time. Without Sania Mafu on there, and unfortunately, Rocco knocks it on as he tries to pick it up, and that will be a Bulls scrum. So it's going to make it tricky. Tricky to see what happens. We've got, we do have some technical issues on our end. I'm pretty sure that the stream's still working. Anyway, the ball's fed in by the Bulls, and out it comes. Connell Kelly looking for some space, gets through the tackle of Albert. And then his supporters get there. Curtis runs back in and goes to ground. And the penalty comes for coming in on the side, and look out, Cullen. Oh, that's it, not legal play to jump over the tackler. Nearly boot in Mackay Cullen's face there, and he did everything right, but the try ends up being scored. That is not a legal effort to dodge a tackler to jump straight over the top of him. And they've ended up scoring, and the Bulls, another well-earned try. That was very dangerous. That nearly a boot to Mackay Cullen's face there. But the try to the Bulls puts them now up to 41. Very evasive running from Tavalagi to do that, but quite dangerous. And the kick from Brian to come, put his team well out in front. But he misses. So 41 to 24 or 22. Tavalagi just having a little bit of attention here, coming back after that good run from him. And the kick coming now. Adeleo will take the kick. All right, it's a nice high one. There's some good chases. Cameron Ransley comes in, but gets in behind it. Colgrave takes Crawford. Ball dished back now. Davis. Hard run from him. Eventually taken to ground by O'Donnell. Ball now comes to Crawford. Slips it back inside to Harris. Makes good meters, and the Bulls now storming through the middle of the ground. Oh, good hands there from Dahan, and he gets around. Ball comes back now. Clifford. Ball comes out wide. Wish Wilson's on the field, and Tanti just slips around Albert, and the try line comes in. Oh, high contact on Tanti. And he's knocked it forward. It's all happening out here, so really trying to get back in this game, Harlequins, but finding it difficult. Adam Clifford's going to come from the ground. Just hear Adam Clifford stating, he said, I finally got a touch and then I've been pulled from the ground. All right, scrum to come. We've hit 40 minutes on the clock, so it's going to be a Bulls win. Just a matter of By how much? And the ball comes now. Harlequins out to Ransley. Finds a runner out on the wing. Oh, great work out there by Matthew Young. He's turned it over as well. And now Davis goes for a run. Wish Wilson over that ball, but unable to take it and rolls away. Now it comes wide. Got some space out here, have the Bulls. Connell Kelly avoids the tackle and then ends up behind. He's gotten away with it. He even put his hand up in the air to say it was an accident, but he ended up behind. Behind Luke Spring. And so the turnover has happened. And we're going to come back for a penalty. I think we had a forward pass out here. Forward pass, I think, from Adeleo on that wing to Darwai, who had a bit of space in front of him. But the penalty was before that, and we'll come back and Ransley will kick for touch. It's going to land it on Sam, our cameraman, probably. No, made it over the tent. And the line out. So just touched by. All right, just a bit of a reset. Software reset there. Apologies, the clock's not going to be right, but after some technical issues that we've had here, we needed to do a quick restart of our stream. But not a lot of time to go. We've got a player down in the scrum there. Jack Wakefield. Holding his arm, maybe a shoulder. And Michael Frost will come back on. He had a first game back, Michael Frost, after a bit of a head injury a while back that saw him, I think, land in hospital. But good to see him back. Quins will have the put in here, and running out of players, Harlequins. Been a valiant effort from them today, but the Bulls, as always, coming back in the last clutches of the game. Mackay Cullen takes that ball into contact and loses it. No, it didn't go forward. And now they've got the ball coming out wide. Turnbridge has got some space. Holds onto it nicely, and a good fend too. Manages to get the ball off to Jonah Albert. He gets around a couple too. Pushing down the sideline now. Support comes. They'll go to the ruck. And the ball now coming out. Ransley to Rocco. Flings the pass out, and Cullen manages to somehow take it. And now it comes out wide. Darwai, he's got Wish Wilson around him, but he gets past the first one. Who's he got? Cameron Ransley coming out, and Ransley goes over in the corner, and a consolation try at the last there for Harlequins with some exceptional ball skills and teamwork all the way from one side of the field to the other. Great work there by Quins to get that try right at the end of this match. Take their score closer to 30. Jason Turnbridge there doing an interesting impression of a chicken. walking past. He's copped one in the nether regions. Interesting commentary as well from him. So, poor Jason. But good run from him down the sideline here, and really good support play. They did really top job there, Quins, to get that ball from all the way from this sideline to the far side. And the kick's no good. But that is full time. And the Bulls have managed to win that one by 14 points in a really entertaining game of rugby. So great play. Harlequins were never out of it really until the last maybe 10 minutes. Sonny Mafu hurt himself and came off, and that sort of put a bit of a dent in their attacking threats that he'd been really providing so much go forward for them this half. But a really great game. Good to see these two teams out here today. Devonport travelling a long way to come down. That is it for round 5 in the Tasmanian Rugby Union. And we will see you soon for more rugby in Tasmania.